Please stand. Y'all may be seated. Well, I brought a handkerchief in case anybody needs it. I didn't think I would need it, but I might. Welcome everyone to this beautiful day. And I want to say recently that I've been reading the Song of Solomon in my daily Bible reading. Now, that's something that you may not know much about. But I'm going to read a little section of that. It says this: "You have captivated my heart, my bride. You have captivated my heart with one glance of your eye, with one jewel of your necklace. How beautiful is your love, my sister, my bride. How much better is your love than wine, and the fragrance of oils than any spice. Your lips drip nectar, my bride. Honey and milk are under your tongue. The fragrance of your garments is like the fragrance of Lebanon." Now, for those of you that don't know much about the Bible, the Song of Solomon is right in the middle of the book. It's an extended love poem about the passion and romance and love of a husband and wife. And the language is so deep and so meaningful and so explicit in some places that I'm told even Jewish boys weren't allowed to read it until they got a little old. This is in the Bible. This is God's plan. This is God's way. God doesn't blush at romance and love. It's all His idea. Taking vows, pledging your love to one another for life, and then sealing that promise with the physical joining together of two bodies. This is God's way. It's His passion. It's His glory. The promises that you make today are a picture of God's committed love for you in Christ. It is a love that will not let you go. And now, who gives this woman to be married to this man? And now I have a couple of questions for you. Will you, Thomas, take this woman to be your wife, and will you pledge your faithfulness to her in all love and honor, in all duty and service, in all faith and tenderness, to live with her and cherish her in the holy bond of marriage, according to the ordinance of God and by His grace alone? Will you? And will you, Melissa, take this man to be your husband? And will you pledge your faithfulness to him in all love and honor, in all duty and service, in all faith and tenderness, to live with him and cherish him in the holy bond of marriage, according to the ordinance of God and by His grace alone? Will you?
Let us pray. O gracious Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, we gather together today to witness this incredible ceremony as you bring this man and this woman together in holy matrimony. We praise you, Lord God. We thank you for the institution of marriage, which you brought about in creation before sin even entered the world. It was part of your original plan, and we praise you for that. But oh, how wonderful is it realized when two of your children who are born again through the gospel of Christ come together in marriage, as Melissa and Thomas have today. We praise you for that, Lord God. And we anticipate with greatness your coming again as the bridegroom to marry your bride, the church of Jesus Christ. Thank you for that reminder today. Thank you for this beautiful ceremony. And Lord, I pray that you would bless this couple today and every day that they shall live upon this earth in marriage. That you would bless them physically and spiritually for your glory and for your kingdom. And Father, if there is anyone in this room who is not ready for your return, to be part of that great marriage feast at the end of all things, bring them to faith in Christ. We ask this in your holy, most blessed name. Amen.
Colossians 3, verses 12 through 17. Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Bearing one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you. So you also must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your heart, to which indeed you are called in one body. And be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing songs and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. Colossians 3, 12 through 17.
Amen. If you would, stand and join with us in giving praise to our God of love.
Solid ground, firm through the
Amen. Good singing. You may be seated. Well, whether you are single, as you are still, or married, or divorced, or whatever, we can all agree that relationships are just plain hard. And it's no wonder that fewer and fewer people are actually getting married. We hear statistics that 50% of marriages end in divorce. According to the New York Times, that statistic is actually based on faulty math. So don't worry, it's not that high. It's more like 30 to 40%. So basically, you have nothing to worry about. But it's easy to get cynical about marriage. No one has expressed this reality, in my opinion, better than Bono did 20 years ago when he sang, "I have climbed the highest mountain. I have run through the fields only to be with you, only to be with you. I have run, I have crawled, I have scaled these city walls, only to be with you. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for." We struggle to find happiness in life. And for some reason, we think that marriage is that thing that's going to bring it to us. But marriage was never intended to be the source of our happiness. But it does point us to the source. And in this short section of Scripture that was read earlier, we will learn 3 actions that God will use to empower you to love one another for the rest of your life. Remember, rejoice, and resolve. The first action is remember. In verse 12 it says, "Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another. And if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you, so also you must forgive." June 24th. I'm going to say it again, Thomas. June 24th. You'll need to remember this date for the rest of your life. You too. This is the day that you are making a vow to love one another as long as you both shall live. But our Scripture tells us that there's something even more important that you need to remember. As a Christian, you are God's chosen ones, holy and beloved. As the song that we just sang says, "For I am His and He is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ." Every day of your marriage, you need to remember that you are chosen, holy, and beloved. And you aren't chosen because you have great looks and because you have such a solid character, although those things are true. You were chosen, at least from Melissa. You were chosen even when you were God's enemies. Remember when you didn't give a care about God? Remember when you were dead in your sin and rebellion? Remember, that's when God chose you. That's when He made you holy, by taking Jesus' good life and covering you with it. Because of Jesus, God is committed to love you forever. Remember how much God loves you. And you will then feel your way toward kindness and humility and meekness and patience and forgiveness. Remember how God has already forgiven you. And you will be able to bear with one another when you need to. And I would say build some habits in your life. Build some remembering habits into your life together. Share what you're learning about God or life over dinner. Melissa, when your husband gets discouraged, remind him that he's beloved by God and you. Thomas, when your wife gets anxious, remind her that she's chosen by God and by you. Remember. And then rejoice. Verse 16 says this, "Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God." When you spend time remembering what God has done, it is natural to respond with rejoicing and gratitude. This is why Sunday worship every week is the focal point of our lives together as believers. We are a rejoicing people. We once were under the power of sin and death and judgment, but now, in Christ, we are alive and changed and forgiven. Now, I know that you're both already committed to worshiping together in a local church body. And this mutual love for God and for His people will sustain you and help you grow in love. Melissa, as a collegiate softball player, you know what it feels like to hit a home run against the best team in the nation. What a rush. What a feeling of joy. And every time you think about that home run, you are rejoicing. It's running back over the accomplishment, the feeling, the meaning of it all. That's why the scripture says, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly. We've been given God's word as a reminder of everything that He's done in the history of redemption. We teach and admonish one another so that we can re-experience the kindness and the grace of God given to us through faith in Jesus Christ. What a rush. What a feeling. And as husbands and wives, as a husband and a wife, you should build your lives around your commitment to the local church. Being in worship together, rejoicing together. When you're on vacation, prioritize finding a place to worship. When you're looking for a new job in a new city, make sure there's a gospel preaching church that you can join. It's called New City Fellowship. It's in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Just throwing that in. Another way we can rejoice together is by regularly praying together, singing together in the privacy of your own home, reading scripture together. This is not just religious activity. It's a way to empower your marriage by rejoicing in what God has done. So remember, rejoice, and then resolve. Verse 17, which is probably the most famous of this passage, says this, and whatever you do, in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through Him. When we remember God's grace and rejoice in His salvation, we are then ready to do whatever God calls us to do. And today, God is calling you into marriage. This will be the biggest whatever of your life. Thomas is a manly man. He fights fire. He wields an arsenal of weapons, which he gave to my sons yesterday, which is cool. He killed a grizzly bear with his bare hands. Okay, it wasn't a grizzly bear. Okay, it wasn't with his bare hands. But he does have the bear rug proof. And just a little tip, I'm thinking the bear rug would probably need to end up in a man cave. And if you think about it, a cave is a really good place for a bear to be. That's true. Fighting fire, hunting bears, takes a great deal of strength and devotion, what I would call resolve. It's a characteristic that you both need to take in your marriage. Resolve to love one another. You're not marrying a perfect person. You're not marrying a perfect person. You are going to need to give grace to one another as you have been given grace by God. As a catcher, Melissa has a strong arm and team leadership abilities. You need to carry that strength and that perspective into your marriage. Provide help for Thomas when he gets stuck. You can help him see the situation from a different perspective. Just like a catcher sees the field from a different perspective. A unique position. God will use you to complement His gifts. There will be times when His easygoing style is going to aggravate you. But resolve to be a team player. And Thomas, as a hunter, how do I say it? I'm not sure. Hunter. He has a steady hand and a patient attitude, wait for hours for an animal to come out. And you need to carry this steadiness and this patience into your marriage. You need to be a steady presence in Melissa's life. There will be times when she's overwhelmed, and you won't understand what you did wrong, or how you can make it better. Be patient. Be steady. Resolve to love her through those difficult days. You guys don't have what it takes to make this marriage last within yourselves. None of us have what it takes to do life on our own. We always end up making a mess of it. But God offers us His grace. He offers us redemption. He offers us forgiveness and a fresh start. God has already given you everything that you need. And it's Him. He offers us Himself as the eternal source of our happiness. So remember God's love for you. Rejoice because of it. And resolve to live like it. Amen. And turn and face each other. Love is not a feeling that comes and goes. Love is a commitment, rooted in a promise. And that is what these vows are all about. Thomas, please repeat after me. I, Thomas, take you, Melissa, to be my wedded wife. And I do promise and covenant before God and His witnesses to be your loving and faithful husband. In sickness and in health, in plenty and in want, in joy and sorrow, as long as you shall live. Melissa, will you repeat after me? I, Melissa, take you, Thomas, to be my wedded husband. And I do promise and covenant before God and His witnesses to be your loving and faithful wife. In sickness and in health, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, as long as we both shall live. What sign do you have to symbolize the vows that you've just made? Repeat after me. This ring I give you, in token and in pledge of my constant faith and abiding love. Repeat after me. This ring I give you, in token and in pledge of my constant faith and abiding love.
For us, because of
Oh, love that will not let us go. We give ourselves to you. We are filled with delight because of your great love. Thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for protecting, upholding us by your strong arm. Lord, we ask that you would go before Melissa and Thomas. Give them a love for one another that is fueled and empowered by your great love for them. And may their commitment to one another uphold them when times are hard. May these wedding vows liberate them, Lord, to freely give themselves to one another in service and love and passion. You are love, O Lord. You are what our hearts are longing for. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And now, by the authority given to me as a minister of the gospel, according to the laws of the state of South Carolina, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Thomas, you may kiss your bride. And now receive the Lord's benediction. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you his peace. Amen. It's now my pleasure to present to you for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Nathaniel Davis. Y'all are invited to step out onto the front porch. There's going to be some drinks and refreshments. This room is going to be magically transformed into the place of the reception. Now, there are two caveats. If you're a family, you need to stay in here. And if you've been asked to help transform the room, you need to stay in here too. Everyone else is dismissed to the front porch. Thank you.